What's going on, guys? We are back yet again, and I want to go ahead and talk about yet again another episode of Dragon Ball Daima because episode six, this just went beyond more of information I know the fandom was needing. And one of the main things starts off with obviously what happened in the last episode where their plane was crashing, and when the plane crashes, it's obviously because there was a lot of luggage on there because of what Pansy brought, because she brought, camping equipment, food, sleeping bags, all this other kind of stuff. And so she gets out and she says, "Hey, give me some time. I can fix it. We can leave half of it here. That way it's not just, bouldering down. It's just going to make the plane go down." So they're like, "Okay, no problem." And then it gets brought up about, how Supreme Kai, he is a fighter, but that he's a Supreme Kai, and she's asking him like, okay, what is it? And then like, does he get any compensation for it? And he's like, no. And she kind of looks at him like, really? And of course, Goku being Goku looks at Glorio. He's like, hey, Glorio, and mispronounces his name yet again, and tells him, hey, he's got to go poo. So again, leave it to Goku. And right when he's going to go to the bathroom, he asks his Pansy, hey, you got any paper? And she just throws it right at his face, dude. This really reminded me of Bulma because it really made me remember some things from Dragon Ball when if he did something like that, Bulma would just throw it at him or Chi Chi or something like that. So that was absolutely hilarious. And then while they're waiting for him to finish up, they get stopped by the kingdom's guards and they're asking, okay, where's y'all's collars? And Shin says that he's from the second realm, and Gloria says he's from the first, and then how Pansy has hers, and she's apparently a guide for them and their friends, and they're just traveling. And that's when they bring up if you see a boy with a spiky hair and a red rod, turn him in, you'll get 10 gold coins. They're like, okay, sure. Comes back, Goku's like, hey, what was that about? And they're like, okay, apparently you're wanted, and you need to put your hair down if you can. He's like, no, I can't do that. So again, it's always about the spiky hair Goku has. And when they start traveling, we get more information about that Shin actually he comes from a tree. That's how that the Glens are born. That his brother was born from the same one, and his sister, I'm assuming, was born from the same one as well, because Capito and the older Kai, they were from another tree, and that's how they are born with every few centuries. And Gloria's listening, and you see where even Goku's trying to understand about how all this works. And so we got to know a little bit more about the Glens. Then they're saying that there's two suns in this realm, so it's a little bit dark, but still got some light to it. And that's when Glorio makes the comment, "Hey, let's go ahead and stop within a cave. That way we can get some sleep and some food." And they do stop. They start eating, and then Shin realizes it's like bug meat or whatever, and Goku, of course, eats it, and he doesn't care. And that's when we also get to see where Glorio is secretly working for Dr. Rinsu, Shin's sister. That is who he's working for because he said that he was working for someone, and earlier in the episode he gets asked like, "Why are you doing this?" He's because he's tired of Goma's rule and how evil he is. He's like, and Shin's like, well, you're pretty justifiable for a Majin. So again, he's been suspicious of him for day one. He has reason to, because it looks like Dr. Rinsu has been collaborating and scheming from the very beginning. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. And then as soon as that happens, when he goes back and lay down, Shin opens up his eyes, but then they start smelling and hearing this unknown noise, and it is a minotaur that wants to eat them. And Glorio's saying, okay, I'll take care of it. Goku's like, nah, I got this one. And fortunately, Glorio underestimates Goku for his strength, so he pretty much challenges him to a duel. And Goku says, like, okay, then I'll just, fight with one hand behind my back. And when they start fighting, Glorio's got some moves, I will say that. And then he starts using magic against Goku. He starts using like lightning magic. And some of the lightning magic he uses like one move as like a whip, and he uses another one almost like a certain like attack like Frieza does for Golden Frieza. Really reminded me of that. But what was so cool was when Shin's telling Goku like take things more seriously. He wants to see, I want to see how powerful he is, and that's when he's like, okay, and he just kind of smirks and he's like, this ought to work, and he just goes Super Saiyan, and he is able to defend off one major attack by just going through his fingers, and the Minotaur's watching this, And he's like, okay, I guess y'all are ignoring me. And even between Pansy, the Minotaur, and Glorio shocked how powerful Goku is. And he goes behind him and he's like, hey, I guess I win. And he says, I guess so. And then as soon as that happens, the Minotaur just looks at him and he's trying to leave. And they're like, oh, hey, well, didn't you want to try to fight? And that's when he comes up with some excuse, realizing they're too powerful for him. And he says, oh, well, I got a dinner from last night that I'm still full on. So no problem. Y'all got lucky. And he starts running into the cave, which was hilarious. And then Goku says he's got to go to the bathroom again. But at the very last part of the episode, we see where Bulma's finishing up the ship, and as soon as she's done finishing the ship, Vegeta's training Capito and Piccolo are about ready to leave with them, and Bulma as well as Mr. Popo, they're watching them leaving the ship, but as soon as they get a little bit high in the ship just crash lands. So don't know what exactly happened. Don't know if Bulma did something wrong or if they got to do something, but it was a very interesting episode. I was very pleased with this episode. It looked great. It was beautiful. The animation was amazing. We get to learn more about Shin's species. We get to learn more about the demon realm a little bit more, and a lot of reminiscence not only for Star Wars fans but also for Dragon Ball fans, Dragon Ball GT fans, and Z fans as well. And it looks like it's hinted that Goku even said that he was surprised he could go Super Saiyan in his child's form. So I was kind of wondering, when are we going to be seeing him possibly go to Super Saiyan 2 or 3 or something else later on in the series. But that's up for debate. But what do you guys think about this episode? Let me know about it down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel or about subscribing, leave a big fat like on the video. And I'll be seeing you as always on the next one.